Listen up, H-Town, this was one of those nights where everything felt electric, where the stadium breathed and the city held its collective breath. The stakes were heavy, pressure humming under every helmet, and the locker room before kickoff was thick with the kind of quiet focus that only comes when a team knows it's on the brink. Fans had stayed loud across the country, and the crowd inside felt like a living thing, pushing and pulling with every chant and clap. You could feel the pulse of the city in the stands, the nervous smiles, the old scars of losses, and the fresh hunger for something real. Coaches moved with surgical calm, but you knew hearts were racing. This was not just another Sunday. This was a point where a season could tilt toward belief or back into doubt. The air tasted like possibility and grit. Play after play, the tension built, the kind of slow burn that sets up a cinematic release. And when the moment came, it wasn't just about X's and O's. It was about who would stand taller in the pressure, who would make the game look small next to the size of their will. In the second quarter of that narrative came the revelation everyone was waiting for. CJ Stroud took the field like a man who believes the mountain is his to climb. Smash that subscribe button, drop a like, and comment below. This community runs on real fans like you. He was surgical, completing 30 of 38 throws for 318 yards, 2 touchdowns and 1 interception, carving out a season-high 475 total net yards while the Texans owned the clock 41-22 to 18-38. For the first time this year, he pushed past 300 yards, and for the first time since his rookie season, he finished a game without taking a sack. Those numbers read like proof, but the real proof lived in the way he changed the atmosphere. "I know I'm a top guy in this league when I'm rolling," he said afterward, a line that felt less like bravado and more like a promise. Coach DeMeco Ryans echoed that, praising Stroud's discipline, leadership, and the clean, efficient execution he asked for. The offense moved with purpose and the line gave him time to operate. It was one of Stroud's cleanest games, and every completed pass felt like a declaration. He talked about faith, work ethic, and a confidence rooted deeper than ego, the kind he called God confidence. And he spoke about destiny, not destiny as a burden, but as an open road. The city answered back with noise and gratitude, and the locker room left the field knowing this was a step. This was not an arrival so much as an announcement. The Texans are here, and their quarterback intends to lead. Now the question becomes sustaining it, week after week, turning isolated triumphs into a season-long identity that nobody in the AFC can ignore. The fallout was immediate and loud. Critics who had doubted a young franchise paused to reassess. Insiders texted about improved protection, an offensive line that kept its quarterback clean, and a playbook rhythm that finally looked sustainable. The Texans grinding the clock for 41 minutes and producing 475 net yards forced analysts to stop writing the night off as noise. Still, smart evaluation remained cautious. The passing attack has been inconsistent overall, and beating a short-handed opponent does not erase early season flaws. That tension between celebration and scrutiny is productive. It tests whether this moment becomes a foundation or a highlight. On tape, the details matter. CJ Stroud's night of 30 of 38 for 318 yards, 2 touchdowns and 1 interception, was a clinic in timing and pocket management. He avoided sacks for the first time since his rookie campaign, and that alone altered the play-calling cadence. Coach DeMeco Ryans spoke of discipline and leadership, and scouts noted how throws were made with both anticipation and poise. Across the league, personnel evaluators saw a quarterback who can command a game when the offensive line and play calls are aligned. Season totals now tell a different half story. More than 1,600 yards, 11 touchdowns, 5 interceptions, and a near 67% completion rate. Those numbers suggest growth but not perfection. The bigger issue is sustainability. Can the Texans string together this level of execution? Can practice translate into Sunday consistency? The upcoming road test against the Denver Broncos will be an early measuring stick. Inside the building, conversations shifted from criticism to construction. Front office staff now juggle optimism with responsibility. Stroud will be extension eligible after the season, and nights like this accelerate decision timelines. Fans poured into social channels, posting highlight compilations and rallying behind a quarterback who publicly thanked Houston and spoke about faith and destiny. Those human moments stitched an emotional thread through the analytics, making the victory feel communal. The road ahead will test whether this game becomes a turning point. Expect tougher defenses, sharper game plans, and more scrutiny. Expect the noise from fans to grow and the city's confidence to swell, but also expect analysts to probe every snap. This is football, hope and skepticism dancing on the same field. And for a franchise that started 2-4, that dance feels vital. Insiders mentioned one other key: execution is the currency. It's what wins on Sunday and what gets coaches and players believed in through the grind. If Houston buys into the simple idea of winning each play, this team can climb. If not, this night will be a flash. So the narrative is raw and unfinished. It must be written 1 week at a time. This is where you come in, fans. Turn the momentum into a movement, fill the stadium, and make every opponent hear H-Town's arrival loud and proud. Comment below. This space belongs to everyone who lives and breathes the Texans. We're alive, we're loud, and we're just getting started.